My name is Elizabeth Hughes, and I'm here to tell you about the mapping and scoping exercise the Safe Lives Safer Sooner team are undertaking called Marac in Scotland. Before I start, I thought it would be interesting to look at the timeline of Marac development in Scotland. Scotland first saw Marac in 2005, and its development across the country has taken time, as you can see as this map slowly changes from grey to pink. Only last year in August 2022 did Scotland see full coverage of Maracs in all 32 local authority areas. And while this is a huge achievement and representation of the hard work and dedication of the professionals that got us to this point, there are inconsistencies in how each Marac operates. For example, in terms of how the meeting is structured and governed, who attends, who chairs, how well equipped the relevant contributors are, the tools being used, and the policies in place. For the Marac in Scotland project, Safe Lives is working in partnership with Scottish Government to support their medium and long-term goals for Marac development by providing an up-to-date picture of Marac provision across Scotland. What came across strongly from both the original consultation and the deep dive engagements was that support for Marac is strong across Scotland. A key theme was the recognition that to achieve consistency and robust quality provision, a framework of standards and principles was required. To define and shape these standards, we need to understand what the picture really looks like. Many of you will know the intricacies of your own local Marac arrangements. But what the Safe Lives Scotland team has is a degree of oversight and awareness on what's happening in different parts of the country through our ongoing work and support with local Maracs, mainly through the Safer Sooner programme. However, we've not had a full national snapshot to refer to since the baseline report we produced back in 2016 when the Marac development programme began with equally safe funding. Similarly to the baseline report, we will take a broad look at how each Marac in Scotland operates, with particular focus on the 10 principles of an effective Marac, as defined by Safe Lives as part of our evaluated risk-led model. Many of you will be familiar with these principles through our work and your Maracs, and we will be using them to structure the information we collect, which will enable us to paint a detailed picture of how Maracs are operating in every part of Scotland, what's working well and what the gaps are. We will illustrate the benefits and impact of a consistent and well-functioning Marac model for Scotland by capturing excellent practice outcomes from across the country. We will also be setting out the so what of Marac from what we uncover, so why Marac matters, what the benefits are, how it impacts on women and children and helps them to become safer sooner, how it facilitates collaborative working, and Marac's role in the whole system response. To carry out this large-scale mapping and scoping exercise, firstly, we will be conducting a survey with every single operating Marac in Scotland. This will entail identifying the correct people in each of the Maracs to complete and submit an online survey. This will be a big piece of work for Maracs. However, we have a lot of experience of survey execution, and we've been working hard to ensure the survey is as easy to navigate as possible. We've created an information booklet to help those who will be completing it, and we'll provide plenty of additional support as required, such as weekly drop-in sessions and our Safer Sooner email help desk. For those familiar with our 10 principles, the survey questions we have compiled won't come as any surprise. We'll be asking about structure, delivery, training, and resourcing to unpick what exists and what is needed to build a robust infrastructure for Maracs in Scotland. This survey is not an audit or test. It is an information gathering process to help us collaboratively build a framework that works nationally. To follow up the survey, we intend to have a follow-on discussion with the Marac contacts The function of this will be to fill in any gaps in data, but also to focus on areas of interest, great practice, unusual local circumstances, and to seek clarity on what's happening at local level, what the enablers are, and what the perceived barriers are. We will also be conducting a lighter touch interview with key strategic stakeholders to make sure we capture insight into how Marac's link to our whole system response. We will also be engaging with those with lived experience of domestic abuse and Marac to ensure those voices are weaved through the outputs and next steps. This was strongly highlighted as important in the engagement activity with stakeholders to make sure women themselves have the chance to shape the Marac system. Once we have analysed the data and pulled out key themes, we will produce a report that will set out all our findings. This will include a map of current Marac provision, such as what tools are being used and where, what roles are core to the running of Marac, what resourcing is needed so that Maracs can run effectively and sustainably. We will also include case studies showcasing practice and setting out the benefits and impacts of a well-functioning Marac. Crucially, the role it plays in our whole system response and in meeting equally safe objectives. We will share these findings through stakeholder engagements and events to bring the outputs to life and encourage active participation in next steps at strategic and operational level. The delivery of this project is going to be governed by the Marac and Scotland Working Group. This is a small group of stakeholders who have knowledge and expertise of Maracs in Scotland. Marac and Scotland will deliver the evidence base needed to inform and create the standards to guide safe, effective, and consistent Marac delivery across Scotland. The insight our work will provide will show what really matters to ensure Maracs work well and the minimum requirements that enable a well-functioning system that improves the outcomes for high-risk victims of domestic abuse. Following this, as you may have heard or read, there is an assumption that the standards will lead to placing Maracs on a statutory footing to help create a system that is resourced adequately and delivers a core public protection function that creates consistently better outcomes around domestic abuse. This is the team working on the Marac and Scotland project. We have Sarah Graves and myself, who are both multi-agency leads, who both have a background supporting victims experiencing high-risk domestic abuse. We have Lan Pham, who is our research analyst on this project, who has a career carrying out research covering a variety of topics. Then we have Stephanie Lammers-Rice, who has a background in strategic operation and management. And if you wish to contact the team regarding this project, please contact us at scotland@safelives.org.uk. I hope this has given you a broad overview of what we are working on and what you can expect from this project. Thank you.